single day. I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hi everybody. I am Ginger Wolf and welcome Stripped Finance. This video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. I am a feature entertainer and stripper, not a financial consultant. Please speak to your financial advisor about any financial matters. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video.
Today we are talking about Principles by Ray Dalio. Summary: Call to Adventure. Dalio describes principles as a way of dealing with situations that occur repeatedly in the same situations. You can't start a life with pre-installed values. Instead, you should find principles in your life experience. The most important experience in developing your principles is where you make mistakes. Most importantly, you should be willing to think about these mistakes and change your values accordingly. It can be easy to simply accept the values of others and conform to basic social norms. However, using this technique means that others will control your health. Your adventure is where you will learn how to live your life. Time is like a river that will take you through these adventures. Once you've reached this link, you have no choice but to join. Instead, make sure you respond appropriately to this encounter. Accept the truth and face it. Ray Dalio explains that accepting the truth involves pursuing a course of action no matter how committed you are. For example, he was willing to go to great lengths to satisfy his cravings as long as he had a bed and food to eat. This approach allowed him to pursue any type of fun without fear of failure. He ran after the things he wanted and failed. However, he learned from his experience and moved on to another voyage. After many failed attempts, Dalio got better at pursuing his mission. Later, this failure became rare. Moreover, he began to enjoy the process as he saw the progress. The context of these events is that Dalio came into contact with the truth. Then, with his failure, he learned how to deal with the facts. Truth is the key to positive outcomes. Dalio describes the truth as the way the world works. Instead of working on what Dalio wanted the world to be like, he became a real person. He was still pursuing dreams. However, he based his dreams on realism. Later, Dalio had more opportunities to achieve his goals. Creating realistic goals and developing high levels of commitment will lead to a healthier life. Identifying your successful health. Success is a positive concept. You have to decide for yourself what a successful life is like. Success does not have to be determined by the community. Instead, your personal success is determined by your goals and values. Also, your success depends on your ability to accept the hard facts of life. Dalio explains that it is not easy to accept the harsh realities of life. At first, he found it difficult to accept the facts, but he learned that the pain was only mental. Once he understood the rewards of dealing with these realities, he was better able to cope with the problems that arose. Dalio learned to manage pain as an indication that learning opportunities were available. Later, he created a formula: pain plus meditation equals progress. The 5-step process. Based on his experience, Dalio has identified 5 steps to success. 1. The first step is to know your goals and run after them. What works best for you depends on your environment. You need to understand yourself and know what you want to achieve in life. The second step is to address the issues that are preventing you from achieving your goals. These problems are painful. If left unmanaged, they can be left astray and lose the right path. But in order to change, you need to identify those problems and not tolerate them. Step 3 is to identify the underlying causes of the problem. Do not jump to conclusions. Take a step back and show the separation of symptoms and disease. Step 4 is to design a problem-solving plan. This is where you will decide what you need to do to get around them. 5. The 5th step is to create those projects. Push yourself to do what is needed to advance your goal. The abyss. Dalio explains that he spent his time in the abyss in 1982. He invested heavily based on what he expected would be a major economic crisis. However, this depression did not come. Dalio's view was controversial, and he was found to be wrong. The U.S. economy has experienced its greatest growth period in its history. Dalio's loss was so significant that his company, Bridgewater, no longer had any employees. This error was very difficult to resolve. Dalio had to release a few employees and was publicly humiliated. However, this experience calmed her down and helped her to learn to face the facts more clearly. Also, Dalio has learned to better manage the relationship between risk and reward. In the future, he made investment plans that gave him the prizes he wanted. However, these programs did not pose a risk associated with this previous error. It's all a machine. Dalio explains that learning about the origin of the Earth helped him understand that everything is a machine. Dalio describes this as a never-ending motion picture. All the pieces are assembled into temporary machines, separated, and then assembled into new machines. This continues forever. The machines of the world are changing together to produce the truths we encounter every day. This insight enabled him to see that the facts and conclusions were merely 1.5 nanoseconds. Thus, this awareness helped Dalio to face his realities. Instead of dwelling on negative events, he began to see them as realities that were expected to occur in a certain period of time. People tend to view the future as a slightly different version of the present. In reality, though, the future is often very different. Your two biggest barriers. Your ego. Dalio describes the ego as part of your brain that prevents you from acknowledging your weaknesses. Identifying and understanding your weaknesses is fundamental to success. You can then figure out how to deal with these weaknesses. Our need to be correct can be more important than our need to find out what's right. Hence, we like to believe our own opinions without properly stress testing them. Our ego encourages us to view mistakes and weaknesses as personal attacks. Anger can take over rather than objective, critical analysis. Subsequently, your ego can lead to inferior decisions and learning less. Blindness obstacle. A blind spot barrier is when you believe you can see the full picture of reality, but you actually have blind spots. Dalio explains that no one can foresee the whole picture. We believe we have the perfect picture as it is a challenge to appreciate things we do not see or understand. Naturally, some people are much better at seeing the whole picture. However, some people succeed in seeing the details of the image. Additionally, some people think line, while others are lateral. Commitment, however, means that we do not take ourselves too seriously and that we do not change. Be open-minded. You must release your attachment in order to always have the correct answer. Instead, be open-minded with other ideas. This method will allow you to see the risks and opportunities that would not be in your complete picture. After accepting this offer, Dalio realized that he was making the best decisions possible. Suppose you want to use an open mind within your company. In that case, you need to make wise decisions. This is what Dalio did when he rebuilt his company, Bridgewater. This type of decision-making process involves challenging the decisions of other employees rather than dismissing them. Next, everyone at Bridgewater was allowed to donate their input. However, individual beliefs are weighted based on evidence. This evidence includes their record, test results, and other important details. Responsible parties may skip voting on a limited basis, but only at their own risk. Strive well. The rewards of hard work do not reach your goals. Rather, striving for evolution is a reward for hard work. After learning how to fight well, Dalio no longer wanted success. Instead, he was looking for great challenges that he could face or learn from. In the end, the success of the job and the well-being of the people around him became more important than his own success. Dalio also began to see for himself and wanted others to succeed when he was gone. Failure to do so may be the only reason he is called a failure. All equipment is recycled over time. When a machine breaks down, its parts go back into the system to become parts of new machines that change over time. Sometimes this saddens us because we cling to our machines. However, suppose you look at the top. In that case, it is good to see how the machine works.
Hi guys, this is Ginger Wolf with Financial Independence Tracking, bringing you all of the financial know-how in my big rig. So, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!